Matthew 16, starting at verse 16. And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Barjona, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. So we have a case of the Father revealing new information that was kept secret to Peter. Now we're in Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So my point to showing you guys these two verses is that even though at that time in Matthew 24, God said no man knows the day or hour, we see an example of God before that revealing something to Peter that no man knew. So is it possible today for God to do the same? I believe it is. I believe that it is very possible for us to know the day and hour because God reveals his secrets to his servants. Amos chapter 3, verse 7. And not only that, but that phrase, no man knows the day or hour, is actually called a Jewish idiom. It was referring to the sighting of the new moon. The new moon is hidden, and within 1 or 2 days it appears. So therefore, you had to watch for it. So no man knew the day within those 2 days every month, or the hour, because you had to watch for that new moon. In this video, we understand, most of you understand that I've shown and proven that these patterns are prophecy in the Bible. They all repeat themselves in more ways than one. That's Ecclesiastes 1:9 and Ecclesiastes 3:15. Again, notice the connection with the chapter and verse, Ecclesiastes 3:15 and Genesis 3:15 that we're going to be talking about here. No coincidence there. Now, when we get to Genesis 3:15, God says he's going to put hatred, that's the word enmity, between the seed of the woman and the seed of the serpent. Now, the seed of the woman, this is multi-layered, it's multi-dimensional. So, the seed of the woman is obviously Jesus. Israel was the woman. And the seed of the serpent would be the opposite of that, from the lineage of Cain and the wicked one, the Antichrist. But it's deeper than that because it's talking about two lineages there, two bloodlines. The woman, which is Israel, that Jesus came through, and the serpent, the line of the serpent, which is the opposite. And that is where we are going again. You see, that's the thing. We're going towards Jacob's trouble, in which the rapture will take us out of the way before that. But there will be this hatred once again. I've talked about the wall. Trump's talking about building the wall. Well, this is translated. What they really mean is talked about in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 11 through 15. The middle wall of partition that the blood of Jesus Christ broke down, that was up between the Jew and the Gentile. That wall of partition will be back up when the daily sacrifice is taken away. There will be a different dispensation, and people will have to endure to the end and get their heads chopped off before taking the mark, and all of these things. Keep the faith and commandments. Today we're in the dispensation of grace. So again, this middle wall of partition that God had up is going back up in 2025. And if you notice, Genesis 3:15, 3 times 15 is 45, which is 20 plus 25. Also, if you go to Genesis chapter 45, you will see the same pattern that will apply today. 2 years into the 7 years of famine there was a great deliverance. Well, 2 years into this last 7 years, there will be a great deliverance. And we are in a famine. But we're in a famine of the word, of the truth. That's what we're in. So again, how the numbers are connected and the events are connected to the years that we are in. Again, always remember Ecclesiastes 3:15, Ecclesiastes 1:9, and Isaiah 46:10. God declares the end from the beginning. Now if you look at 3 and 15, if you add them, get it, Adam? Add them, Adam. 3 plus 15 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. You see that? And when you multiply things, it's being fruitful and multiply. If you look on the bottom, the rings that keep expanding out and out, just like a snail's shell, just like a wave, just like the whirlwind that Elijah was caught up in. That's how the Bible is. It just keeps expanding and expanding and repeating itself in larger and larger ways. Patterns are definitely prophecy. And again, this is just how the Bible is. The numbers are connected with the years and the events that are happening in the years. Sometimes you have to be fruitful and multiply. Sometimes you have to add them. Get it? Add them. Anyways, thank you guys, and God bless.
You guys know what this represents? Henry's the calm before the storm.
What's the storming?
Could be the calm before the storm.